Hey y'all, this is Don, aka the Interactive Nanny, coming to you guys live and in living color from Interactive Nanny's world where love and play are interacting. So this evening, I am actually going to read two cute little books by two sweet little girls. Um, being that we're in Black History Month, we're going to read two cute little books by two sweet little girls. The first one is entitled Sophia Sparks, a little inventor with incredible ideas. This book is so cute. You can actually get your own hair bow and insert it into the front cover of the book. It's really cute though, guys. Anyway, we're gonna get started with Sophia Sparks. A glance at Sophia will draw your attention to the bow that unlocks her flair for invention. This bow is the key to her skill. She's sure when she wears it, she thinks of inventions galore. With her bow on her head, she can make anything from glitter fuel rockets with jet thrusting springs to robots that dance as they tie up your laces and houses with legs that compete in long races. But no one invents different things like Sophia. Instead, all of her friends work on just one idea. Isaac builds jet engines out of bright steel. Marie invents potions, and Nick builds new wheels. One day, the students were given a test to transform, their old bus and make it the best. They got some on their hands, guys. Sophia reached out for her trustworthy bow, but saw with dismay it had vanished. Oh no! Her, her stomach had churned, her spirits they sank. She thought, with no bow, that her mind would stay blank. Meanwhile, the others had worked at such a pace that they were already bolting inventions in place. But her classmates' ideas weren't working in sync, and no one could work out the one missing link. It's no use, cried Sophia as she stormed off to lunch, which was when, as it happened, she had a great hunch. She saw in the shape of the food on her plate how to blend their ideas and make their buzz great. She ran to the lab and, as quick as a flash, showed all her friends the plan made of mash. If we work alone, then we won't get it done, but together we'll do it and even have fun. The lab became noisy with hammers and drills as the little inventors used all of their skills. At last, they could see when they worked as a team, they could make something awesome. The bus of their dreams. You all passed the test, said their teacher with glee. This bus is so cool. It's made local TV. Your mixed inventions You mixed your inventions to make every fixture. Kudos to Sophia who saw the big picture. While all of her classmates were watching the news, Sophia caught sight of her bow by their shoes. She picked it up quickly and said, her voice low, "My ideas are mine. They don't come from this bow." But she tied it in place and then gave a big grin, for the bow had let her know her ideas were within. And that's the end of the story. So that was Sophia Sparks. And my next story is about a little girl. Her name is Ruby Bridges, and I'm sure you all have heard of Ruby Bridges. And it's I am Ruby Bridges, how one 6-year-old girl's march to school changed the world. It was written by acclaimed civil rights icon Ruby Bridges, and art was by the #1 New York Times best-selling illustrator Nicholas Smith. Let's get into it. I am Ruby Bridges. I am Ruby Bridges. When I grow up, my work will be precious. I will bridge. I will bridge the gap between black and white and hopefully between all people. I suppose some things in life are just meant to be. 1960. Before I started school, I was thinking about who I would be when I grew up. What I was thinking about was how much I didn't even like my name. I thought Ruby was a name for little old ladies. It was much too old for someone my age. After all, I was only just turning 6. I told my grand I'm told my grandmother chose this name Ruby for me. Well, that explains it. No wonder it's such an ancient name. But I so loved my grandmother. I thought I'll just have to live with it and try to grow into it. Surely I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So there I was, almost 6, born in 1954. I'm told that was a very important year because of the landmark case Brown versus Board of Education. That was when the court banned segregation in schools, but all I knew then was my old name was Ruby Bridges. Oh boy, what's next? What a way to start school. Oh well, how bad can it be? I thought, it's not like I'll be the first Ruby in the world, just the youngest one. So off to school I go. It's a regular school with lots of other kids to play with. I make new best friends. Even my teacher is nice. And it's not hard at all. Surprisingly, it's easier than I thought it would be. I get lots of gold stars every day. Life couldn't be better. Then, just as things are going really well for me, surprise! I find out my parents have decided I'm switching schools to a better school, they say, with better opportunities. But first, I must take a test to get in. Opportunities? What are opportunities anyway? I thought. And why do I need them, especially if a test comes with them? But then I thought, I'm already getting gold stars. How hard can it be? Besides, there's no turning back now. It's what my parents want for me. Opportunities. And guess what? Another gold star. I passed the test. Can you believe it? How lucky can an almost 6-year old with an old name like Ruby be? I was about to find out because my mom said I would be starting a brand new school the next morning and I had better behave. First day. No more walking to school with my best friends. There are 4 very tall men at the door to drive me to school, and they're all white men. Who in the world are they? And who told them I needed a ride to school anyway? Federal marshals, they tell me, sent by the President of the United States. Federal marshals sent just for me? Wow. That must have been a very special test that I passed because they said I'm the first. The first what, I thought. I didn't find out what being the first really meant until the day I arrived at this new school. Those 4 very tall white men, they escort me into the building past lots of screaming white people who line the streets outside the school. It really looks like Mardi Gras to me, but they aren't throwing any beads. What's Mardi Gras without beads? Once I get inside, I meet the new principal. She too is white. It wasn't taken. I wasn't taken to my new classroom until the next day. The second day, when I arrive at my classroom, my new teacher opens the door and greets me. Hi, I'm Miss Henry, your teacher. Come in and take a seat, she says. And aren't I surprised? Because she's also white. I had never had a white teacher before. And the biggest surprise of all, I'm the only kid in class. I didn't see any other kids at all. Not one. That test must have been a lot harder than I thought. Why am I the only kid in my class? Not to mention the only kid in the whole school. And why don't I see anyone who looks like me? And then that's when it hits me. I'm not just the only kid. I'm the only black person here. I thought maybe I am the first black kid in this school. So that's what they meant about me being the first. Finally, it all makes sense. Me, 6-year-old Ruby, the first black kid to go to this school, William France Elementary, a white school. When I asked my mom, she said yes, it was an all-white school until the laws changed when Brown versus the Board of Education won their case in the Supreme Court. Now all black kids can go to any school they like alongside white kids. I, Ruby being the first, helped make that possible. And that's a good thing for black kids, white kids too, for all kids once they finally get here. I just want to know one thing. When are they coming? Because I know they are just like me. Who cares what colors we are? I'm just happy Brown versus Board made it right. School is just school and kids are just kids. I'm sure they'll all show up soon enough. I can't wait. I guess being six with an old name like Ruby isn't so bad after all. I suppose some things in life are just meant to be. I am Ruby Bridges, the first. And that's the end of the story. So, you guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to not only just listen, but like, share, and subscribe to Interactive Nanny's World online. As far as the podcast on your any podcasting app that you get your podcast off, as well as Interactive Nanny's World on YouTube. Until next week, this is Don, aka the Interactive Nanny, signing off from Interactive Nanny's World. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful week. Be blessed, be safe, be positive, and remember to smile just a little bit. Until next week, bye bye.